They try to silence me, not because what I'm saying is harmful, but because it's powerful. Because once a man hears this, something shifts forever. You'll start seeing through the illusions, the games, the emotional tricks. Women won't look at you the same. They'll feel your distance. They'll fear your detachment. And not because you're cruel, but because you finally see through the mask they use to keep you chasing validation. There's a silent script women hope men never decode, an emotional framework that keeps them one step ahead, keeps you insecure, overthinking, overgiving, makes you mistake their silence as affection, their indifference as mystery. But the moment you catch on, the moment you stop reacting to their emotional rhythm, that's when you become unpredictable. That's when she realizes she's not holding the reins anymore. You are, and that scares her more than you know. You're not the same man who begged for answers or fought for attention. You've grown colder, but not cruel. You've become still yet more powerful. You're not explaining your every move anymore. You've learned the most dangerous thing a man can do is fall silent. Not to manipulate, but to protect his soul. That quiet, it's not apathy, it's clarity. She feels it before you speak. She sees it in your eyes. You're gone, and she doesn't know how to reach you anymore. Let's be honest, the biggest trap men fall into is thinking they have to be perfect to be loved. Like you need a flawless body, endless charisma, and constant achievements just to be worthy of her affection. But that lie was never yours to carry. You don't need to be polished, you need to be present. She doesn't need your resume. She craves your rooted, unwavering awareness. That's what creates connection, not performance, but presence. And presence isn't about being clingy or dramatic. It's not in the constant checking in the elaborate dates or trying to impress her at every turn. No, real presence is simple. It's when you're there emotionally, mentally, spiritually, when your attention isn't scattered, when you're not faking interest or chasing approval. It's when you're calm in your skin, grounded in your values, and not afraid of silence. Women can feel that kind of presence. It speaks louder than words ever could. You can be beside her saying all the right things and still be invisible if you're trying too hard. She doesn't respond to noise, she responds to soul. If your energy is begging for validation, if your spirit is trying to convince her to love you, she'll feel it and pull away. Not out of confusion, but because your self-worth isn't anchored yet. She senses it, and until you anchor in your own truth, she won't trust your presence. When a man is truly present, he becomes unforgettable. Not because he's flashy or overwhelming, but because he's felt. His silence isn't empty, it's magnetic. He doesn't flood her inbox, he doesn't chase. And yet she can't stop thinking about him because real presence doesn't perform. It penetrates. It makes her feel safe. It makes her feel feminine. It invites her to let go of the walls she built and rest in your masculine certainty. But too many men never become that man. They're too busy playing roles, trying to say the right lines, afraid of being misunderstood. So they talk too much, overgive and exhaust themselves, trying to be everything, and in the process, they forget the most powerful version of themselves, the calm, grounded, steady version that says nothing, but is felt in every room he enters. The man who doesn't try to impress just shows up in truth. Now, let's talk about your energy, not your outer appearance, not your style, not how loud you laugh at parties. I mean, the energy you carry before you even speak. The vibe that walks in with you, that invisible presence tells women everything. Your posture, your breath, your eye contact, it all says something. And if what it says is, I need you to like me, she hears it loud and clear. Even if you don't say a word, if your energy is needy, she'll test you. If your confidence is shallow, she'll push it. She'll question your boundaries, not because she's cruel, but because she's trying to feel you. Women don't trust softness unless it's anchored in strength. If she senses you bending to avoid conflict, if she sees you shrinking just to keep her close, she doesn't feel secure. She feels burdened. And over time, her respect starts to fade quietly, but completely. A man who doesn't respect himself cannot protect her heart. He can't protect anything, not even his own peace. Your energy is your emotional frame. It teaches people, especially women, how to treat you. If you keep tolerating bad behavior just to avoid being alone, you'll train her to believe she can disrespect you without consequence. And when that happens, love turns into leverage. She stays not because she wants you, but because she knows she can control you. When you start walking with purpose, when you carry yourself like a man who knows what he will and won't accept, you change the game. She's no longer testing you to see what she can get away with. She starts questioning whether she's even worthy of your presence. You're not cold, you're clear, and clarity is rare. A man with emotional boundaries is magnetic. She either rises to match your energy or drifts away, and both outcomes serve you. Here's the hard truth. You've got to stop over-explaining. Stop pleading for her to understand you. If she keeps crossing boundaries after you've expressed them, she's not confused. She just doesn't respect you. And if you keep repeating yourself, sending long messages, begging to be heard, all you're doing is teaching her she can ignore your voice and you'll still stick around. That's not love, that's self-neglect. Disappearing isn't about revenge. It's about preservation. You don't storm out. You don't yell. You just stop showing up where you're not valued. And that quiet, it haunts her. It doesn't scream. It lingers. She feels it when she notices you're no longer watching her stories. She feels it when you stop checking in. She feels it when you don't block her. You just stopped caring. You became unreachable, not out of ego, but out of clarity. You weren't put on this earth to orbit a woman's emotional weather. You weren't designed to dance around her moods, her validation, her approval. You were built for mission, for movement, for something larger than just being liked. That's why women are drawn to men who move with vision, because vision is leadership. A man chasing purpose is a man who can't be controlled, and deep down, that's the man she can't forget. You stop waiting by the phone. You stop shrinking when she grows distant. Your life is full. Your schedule is full. Your heart is full without needing her affection to fill it. You're building something that doesn't require her applause. And ironically, that's what pulls her in. She wants a man she has to rise to meet, not a man who crumbles every time she gets cold. Your purpose becomes your filter. And through that filter, only the right women make it through. And when she leaves, you don't chase. You evolve. You hit the gym. You grind. You reconnect with your inner fire. Not to prove a point, but because your pain now serves your purpose. You're no longer building for her attention. You're building for your legacy. That shift, that's where the power begins. Women who once overlooked you, start watching. But by then, it's too late. You've grown past what once broke you. Detachment is misunderstood. They think it means you don't feel that you've gone cold. But real detachment is the ability to feel everything without being controlled by any of it. You can love her deeply and still walk away. You can forgive and still say no. You can care and still protect your peace. It's not detachment from love. It's detachment from the outcome. And that's when you become emotionally unshakable. Women feel this shift. When you're no longer playing the emotional game, when you stop reacting, when you stop performing, she wonders why she can't read you, why you're calm when she pulls away, why you're still centered when she gets distant. It scares her because she knows she no longer has emotional leverage. That control is gone. And in its place, a man she can't bend, a man who finally chose himself. You are the prize, not because you're perfect, but because you're whole. Not because of your bank account or muscles, but because of the way you carry yourself. The way you walk into a room, the way you say no without explanation. The way you stop apologizing for not being available to nonsense. You are the prize because you've stopped seeking validation and started demanding alignment. Let her call you arrogant. Let her say you've changed. You have. And she should notice. You've stopped chasing. You've stopped begging. You've stopped bleeding for women who never brought you a bandage. And when you become that man, the one who leads with purpose, who speaks with clarity, who disappears without warning and without guilt, you stop being another option. You become the standard, the stop shrinking. Stop waiting to be chosen. Build your own table. Choose yourself. Stand in the mirror right now and say no more. No more proving. No more explaining. No more giving your heart to people who never earned it. This is your rebirth. Thanks for watching. For more Palsy, like, share and subscribe.